Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I'm Stevie B. Hope you're all doing well today. We got plenty of sips and smacks coming up for you. We are here at the beautiful Ashi Outpost by Ashi Rig, and you will notice that they've started the Mulmun Uprising event. So as I said in a video the other day, we will not be participating in migration, because there is no mayhem for summer. They want everybody focusing on summer migration, and they've taken the strongboxes out of the loot pool, making it impossible unless you are a gambler going for that 1 in a billion shot. They are deliberately wanting you to lower the amount of PED that they owe you. They are deliberately wanting you to play stupider, not smarter. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the opposite of that. Now you see that I have got my Summer Creature Codex ready to fire off. You see that in addition to that, I also have my daily mission for Mayhem. I happen to still have it open from the instance, and I am going to be working through those. So I've just got a little bit to do on rank 18, and I've got stage 4 the daily running. I plan to do that, and then I plan to quit. Now if I'm actually running at a net positive here in just a few, then I might keep going just a hair, but the moment I go anywhere near negative and it's not being profitable for me, I am absolutely finished. So if you're looking to get your codex in for Merry Mayhem creatures for Summer Mayhem, then you're going to have to come to Ashi Rig. I went to Fort Ithaca, there was nothing there. Tons of people here at Ashi, so that leads me to believe this is probably the place to be as far as getting the Summer Codex. So that being said, I wanted to tell you guys about something that I've thought long and hard about since I was at work last night. Spent practically all night last night with it just eating at me, some of the stupid crap that Mindark's been doing. And I have decided that I'm going to start Stevie B's Fight Club. Now the first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club, you do not talk about Fight Club. Third rule of Fight Club, if it's your first night at Fight Club, you still don't talk about Fight Club. So that being said, I will tell you guys up front, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to work this. Reason being is I know it's not something I'm going to be able to do like tomorrow. I've really got to think it through and look at it from a lot of angles and then set it down, pick it up, do it again, set it down, pick it up, do it again to be sure I don't miss anything. The other thing is, right now, as you guys know, life is extremely hectic for me. I am working 7 days a week. I never get a day off. And it's going to be that way until they find me somebody else to work this shift with me again. We had somebody, they were doing great. That person quit about a month ago. And the only day off that I have had in the past month was last Sunday, and that was actually an accident. That was only because they needed somebody for a special project, and in order to get them for that special project, they had to give up their regular shift and work my shift for a night. So I actually got a night off. If it hadn't been for that, I would not have even had that night off. And this Fight Club thing is probably not something I can do if I'm working 7 days a week. I'm probably going to need at least one night a week off to be able to do it. So what is Stevie B's Fight Club? Well, I'm going to do the job that they should be doing over at Mindark. I am going to give the players, doesn't matter how high level you are or how low level you are, I'm going to give the players a way to do events now and then that are actually fun, that can actually potentially be profitable, that everybody can have a really good time with. So the problem with trying to set something like this up is they never really wanted players to be able to do this. So generally speaking, there's not a way for a player to run a profitable event, quote unquote, outside of owning your own land area. Now if you own your own land area, a little bit of a different story, because you can collect tax. I don't own a land area, obviously. There is an in-game event system. It works really good if you're a land area owner. It's never really worked so well if you're not a land area owner, because essentially you sell tickets. I just don't like the whole thing. But last night, while I was at work, while I was kind of pondering this and thinking about the different ways this could be done, I started reworking some of the game mechanics in my head. And what I realized is there is actually a way that I can do the exact type of event I'm wanting to do, where I can get the exact benefit that I'm wanting to get out of it myself personally, while also making it something that will be extremely, extremely fun for the players that participate in it with me, and will also make it something that, like I said, can be not only fun, but potentially very profitable for both myself and those participating. So I'm not going to release the details just yet. But I wanted to let you guys know that if Mindark is not going to put on quality events, if they're going to leave us sitting here scratching our head going, okay, well, there's no Summer Mayhem, and we really can't do these shared loot events because they don't pay crap, and they're just a PED card drain, and if we can't really do migration because there's no boxes, so it's similar to these events, migration is just going to be a PED card drain for people that are wanting to gamble. So what do I do as a player who's trying to play smarter, not harder? What do I do all summer? And you're just doing what I did all week, which is standing in front of the auctioneer doing nothing because you're not going to do something that's designed to hurt you. You know, if that's how they're going to run things for right now, until they learn their lesson, until those people who usually depot stop depoting and it really starts to hit them in the bank, until they realize that not as many people are going to participate in this whole migration thing as they think, until they realize there is going to be a boycott of their actions, until they can get it figured out, I'm just going to do Mindark's job, and I'm going to put on the events that they should be putting on. I'm going to do the job that they should be doing. And I have no problem with that. I actually think it'll be a lot of fun, and here's the thing, it will also help me with some of my personal goals in game too. There's some goals that I've set that are very, very lofty, that normally would take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years to complete, if it could even be done by one person, that I think by having this fight club, we will be able to do in a record-setting amount of time, 6 months to a year. And I think we can have fun doing it. I think we can literally do the impossible. So I will give you guys a little bit of a taste of what's coming. So far, what I've figured out from being able to rework the mechanics in my head, because like I said, it was not designed for the players to make events. Yes, there is a way for players to make events. It sucks. You have to buy tickets and sell tickets. It's horrible. And I don't own a land area, so obviously I can't do something like that. But I have reworked it in my head. So first of all, this will be for players of all skill levels, whether you started yesterday or whether you've been playing for 10 years. So it does not matter if you use a Soulmate Azorio. It does not matter if you use a Rubio. It does not matter if you use a M83 Predator that's tier 10. Regardless of what your skill level is, regardless of what your gear setup is, this event will be for you. Now that said, I'm actually going to have to split it into 2 different categories. There's going to be lower level players and higher level players. And the lower level stuff is going to happen almost exclusively on Planet Calypso, and the higher level stuff, it could be anywhere. It could be on Calypso, it could be on Monria, it could be on Tulun, it could be on Next Island, it could be on Arcadia, and obviously this is something where we're going to have to coordinate ahead of time so that we are all on it at the same time. So think of it almost like a group activity type thing, but it's going to be an event in addition to a group activity. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It'll also give me a chance to do a lot of stuff with my friends. Stuff that maybe I don't normally get to do, or be with people playing that I don't normally get to play with. So far, I'm planning on there being a hunting aspect, and I'm working on there being a mining aspect to it. I highly doubt there will be a crafting aspect to it, just because of what a PED drain crafting is in general, and the way the mechanics work, and the fact that, like I said, this is designed to give players an opportunity that could potentially be profitable, and I just don't see myself being able to work crafting into that. However, hunting for sure, and I'm almost positive I'll be able to work mining into it, so we can have some mining events as well. So it's going to be really, really fun. For right now, like I said, I'm just calling it Stevie B's Fight Club. That's all the information I'm really going to put out there. But needless to say, I think whenever I finally am able to announce exactly what it is we'll be doing, I think a lot of people are going to give me the slow clap and go, I don't see why other players didn't think of that before. And also, wow, this is a ton of fun. Now, the one issue that I'm having is at work. Like I said, working 7 days a week, it is not conducive for me being in-game to do a lot of stuff at very specific times for very specific time frames, especially since I'm working nights. If I had a regular 9 to 5 like most people do, I think it would be easier for me to do this a little bit faster. So count on, it's probably not going to be like next week. This is probably going to be at least a month out, maybe even a little bit longer, month and a half, 2 months. However, it is coming down the pipe. I've pretty well decided that. I at least want to try it out, get some feedback, and see how everybody likes it, because I think it's something that will be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a great time with it, and I'm really, really excited about it. That said, my goal over the next couple of weeks, month and a half, 2 months, is when they're doing the Summer Migration event, because I am boycotting Summer Migration, because I do not believe in just throwing away your PED card because Mindark wants you to. My goal is going to be going around the universe doing other things to make the point that there's ways to do things that are profitable regardless of what Mindark wants you to do. Just because Mindark wants you to do something doesn't necessarily mean that you should, right? And I want to highlight some stuff from some other areas. I know I've been making a lot of videos on Next Island lately because of the whole Ascension Armor thing. I do have more videos to make there. To be honest, Next Island really just got it together. They really just kind of hit the mark on the head as of late. And that's one of the reasons I've been spotlighting a lot of their stuff. But there's a lot of good stuff going on Monria. There's a ton of good stuff going on Tulun. There's some good stuff going on Cyrene. Arcadia's fell a little bit behind the curve. Arcadia used to be like the go-to place for higher level players or players who wanted to play profitably. They've had some issues lately with that. However, I do believe they're kind of sort of getting back to where they should have been. So that's always good news. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. Like I said in a video a couple weeks ago, it's like all the planet partners got it together at the exact same time. Well, now it's like all the planet partners got it together at the exact same time, but then Mindark kind of dropped the ball completely. So since they seem to have all got it together at the exact same time, I really want to have a chance to showcase some of the stuff that they've been doing. And this will give me an opportunity to do that since I won't be participating in migration. Literally, like, at all. I have no intention of even finishing out my Codex rewards for Longtooth. I'm only 10% of the way into my Longtooth Codex for Stage 14, so why would I even bother to finish it out? Why would I even give them the pleasure of grinding that? Most of us would not even be here grinding this right now, except for the fact that, like I said, we're finishing up that Summer Creature Challenge, rank 18 for me. Some people are doing rank 20, 26. Somebody just said OMG green radar because there's just green dots everywhere because everybody was kind of stuck. Whenever we've been working to get our codex really high and we're like, okay, well great, this sets us up good for next year, and then you cancel Summer Mayhem right out from underneath us. That's, like I said, really not a very good way to treat your player base. Now, the Mulmums here are not dropping Mayhem tokens. Somebody did loot some limited armor pieces. Somebody did loot some limited Mayhem weapons earlier. I was not here, but I can verify that did happen. And like I said, I just happen to have my Summer Mayhem daily still going from last year. I highly doubt it will give me the next rank once I finish this rank. I highly doubt that. I think it's going to let me finish rank 4, and then it probably will not let me progress to rank 5. Even if I could get all the way through rank 10, after I finished rank 10, that would be it, and it would not let me start it over because you can only get the daily by going into the instance, and since we don't have the instance, we can't do that. So I wanted to make this video, like I said, for two reasons. A, to show you guys that I'm serious. When I say I'm boycotting something, I am boycotting something. I'm not going to tell you guys I'm boycotting something, then turn around and go do it myself. Now, like I said, if they were to do something absolutely amazing with the loot pool for Summer Migration, I might reconsider the whole boycott thing. But as it stands right now, just not happening. The other thing is, I want you guys to see that when I say I'm really going to do this just long enough to finish out my codex progression, I mean it. Like I said, right now I've got two goals: finish out my codex progression and also finish daily stage 4. I want to see if it will roll to stage 5. If it will roll to stage 5 for me, then I'm going to go all the way through stage 10 if I can. However, profitability is a factor. It does me no good to roll through stages 5 through 10 on the daily if I end up losing money hand over fist in the process of it. And these shared loot events tend to do that. They tend to be a pretty massive PED drain. And again, that's why Mindark is putting it on. That's why they've canceled Summer Mayhem. That is where they're wanting to head with this, is they're wanting to head right into PED drain land. And I'm just not going to let them trick me into doing it. There's too many other things to do. There was a player today I was talking to. He said, you know, I would have definitely been down for Summer Mayhem. I'm not down for PED drain 2022. Thing is, there's 20 to 30 other things I can do that are extremely profitable. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I think that's a really good way to look at it. So, like I said, if Mindark isn't going to have the events that we should have, I'm going to find a way to have the events we should have. And I really think you guys are going to like it. That's why I wanted to announce it now, ahead of time, before I have the time off to actually do it, before I have all of the details worked out, because I don't want you guys experiencing what I was experiencing last week, which was just kind of nonchalant, just not really doing anything. Even if I did log in, I just stared at the auctioneer for hours on end. There was one video I made. I went to Zykion, I did just a little bit of defense skilling, which wasn't totally boring, but at that point, if I'm just going to log in to do nothing but stare at the auctioneer, I might as well not even be logging in that day. I might as well just go outside, read a book, play with my dog, do something else fun. So I'm hoping that I can kind of be the shining light, as it were, by letting you guys know that, hey, I'm going to be doing this. I'm at least going to test it out. And one of the reasons I'm giving myself a little bit of time between now and whenever I will have the time off work to be able to actually hold these events, I want to be sure I can plan it all out in my head, look at it from every angle, and make absolutely positive that when we do it, there's not any glaring holes in the plan that I didn't foresee coming. I'm really having to stretch a lot of the game mechanics past the point of sanity in order to make this happen, because of the fact that they do not make it easy for players to do player-run events. However, as long as I can do that without leaving any glaring holes that I miss, I think it'll be fine. So plan on Stevie B's Fight Club is going to be a thing, probably about 60 days down the road, give or take. Maybe 45. I would like to do it sooner rather than later. Hey, Global, don't get to catch those on here very often. But mainly the biggest thing that I have right now is just real-life constraints, especially work. Also, I had to tell somebody this other day, I have been going through a horrendous amount of stuff in real life that I have been dealing with for the better part of the past 18 months. Things that if I told you guys absolutely just would not believe. I don't even believe it half the time, and I'm living it. So that on top of everything else, real life is just constant on my back at the moment. And there's really nothing I can do about it except for write it out, wait it out, and just wait for it to kind of just happen. At this point, it's God take the wheel. God has to do it. I can't do it. However, I also can't quit. So that being said, I'm hoping that by the time I'm able to roll around to where we can do this event, I'm hoping that some of that will be taken care of also. But right now, the biggest thing is just work. Work is my biggest constraint because obviously this is something I want to do, but I've got to be able to stay awake, be online, and actually be able to be there with you guys, right? So that said, I have no problem if people want to come check out the Shared Loot event to finish up some of their codex. If they want to come work on a Mayhem daily mission they may happen to still have active from last year, I think that's great. And if it will let us roll over to the next stage of the daily, even better. But like I said, these events generally are designed to be a massive ped drain, generally speaking. And that being the case, I don't want you guys to fall into the trap that Mindark is trying to set. Make no mistake about it, they deliberately canceled Mayhem. They deliberately took the Summer boxes out of the loot pool for migration because their goal is they are trying to get those big, we just have to do it, we have to go for that 1 in a billion shot players to just blow their entire wad on migration, hoping for that unlimited modified shadow armor, knowing full well that the vast majority of them are going to end up just running their account completely into the ground. I told the story in a video the other day of a friend who had the great Argonaut Claw FEN, one of the highest damage per pack items in game, very high efficiency too, and he had been making money hand over fist with that weapon for months. And when migration came around, he did migration because he should have been able to make pretty good money at it, and he should have had a really good shot at an unlimited modified shadow drop. And he got wrecked. He got wrecked so hard, it literally destroyed his account. He ended up selling off all of his gear. He quit, no longer to be in the universe. And I just think that's bad for the game. I think it's bad for the economy. And I just think it's bad business. If that is all they saw him as was a nameless deposit and not a customer, I think it's horrible. And now the fact that they're trying to deliberately set migration up to do that to people en masse, that is why I'm calling for a boycott of migration all the way around. First to discover starry rectangle gallery frame. That's interesting. kind of got tongue twisted there for a second. I was looking at the global that came across. So that being said, I really don't have a lot else to say. So I'm down roughly 23 PED. Hold on a second. I am down roughly 13 PED since the start of this video. Now, that said, output amps 4, so I'm down 9. So even with markup of about 150, so I'm down about 7 PED just since I started making the video. Now, that's not counting decay. That doesn't count the decay on the gun I'm using. It doesn't count the decay on the amp that's on the gun, and it doesn't count the decay on the extender. So just from an ammo perspective, just looking at the amount of ammo I'm blowing through, I am down 7 PED worth of ammo in the past 21 minutes. Do you see what I mean about this being the kind of thing that is designed to just drain your PED card dry, that is made to just bleed you into oblivion? Are you seeing what I'm talking about? Now, I know there's a lot of people going, well, yeah, 7 PED ain't that bad for 21 minutes, though, Stevie, especially with what you're hunting and the level you're hunting at. You're absolutely right. But remember, I hit a 66 PED global. So what if I hadn't hit that global? Okay, now do you see what I mean? Without that global, I wouldn't be down 7 PED. I'd be down like 75 PED in 20 minutes. That's insanity. But such is the nature of these shared loot events. And that is why I really cannot, in good conscience, say that it's something that players should be doing. I just can't. And like I said, that doesn't take decay into account. That doesn't take decay, extenders, amplifiers into account. That is literally just ammunition. So guys, that being said, I'm going to try and give the video just a second to see if we can roll over to daily stage 5. That way you guys will know. And then I'm just going to end it there. This video won't come out for a couple of days, but at least you guys will get to see it. And I will have more information for you on the event that I'm planning as soon as I possibly can. Like I said, I just want to work all the mechanics out in my head completely before I start opening my mouth. So guys, as always, if you guys can hit that bell and subscribe and get the notifications, that means a lot. Every subscriber matters. Every Stevie is greatly, greatly appreciated. Also, hit that like button because every single like on every single video matters. I'm telling y'all, I upload these videos and within seconds of me uploading them, there is just one dislike. So somebody, at least one person, is sitting out there actively waiting to get that notification that I've uploaded a video simply so they can hit the dislike button. It is unreal that people can be that mad at me just for trying to put out good information to try and help other players. That is pretty insane if you ask me. So every like matters on every video. We really, really appreciate it. But also head over to earnped.com because when you earn, we earn. That is by far, hey, I did get stage 5. New mission received, stage 5. Okay. So as long as it's going to let me go through all 10 stages, I'll go through all 10 stages. But like I said, if my PED card starts getting wrecked, I'm going to stop right then and there. Somebody just said, what a shitty return. Yep, I can't blame you, bro. That's exactly what it is. So, I mean, nature of the shared loot events, they are designed to destroy your PED card. End of story. There is no arguing that fact. This has been known for a very, very, very long time. So, guys, head over to earnped.com because when you earn, we earn. That is by far the best way you guys can help support us. We really, really appreciate it. We know that we aren't the only place out there that allows you guys to earn PED. We weren't even the first. But the fact that you guys continue to choose earnped.com, it helps support us. It helps us continue to be able to put out content, be able to continue to make videos. It makes everything that we do possible. So that said, it means a great, great deal when you guys choose us over our competitors. Guys, I will be back with more information for you guys later this week. I've got a lot of great videos coming up. Until then, sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Take care, Stevies.